From TLDR News, this is your daily briefing for Friday, the 28th of October 2022. Good afternoon. Today we're going to be talking about Elon Musk finally completing the purchase of Twitter. We'll also be discussing three of today's other important stories and discussing Belarus's hijacking of Ryanair flight 4878. But first, the world's richest man purchases Twitter. The bird is freed. That's what the world's richest man, Elon Musk, tweeted as news broke that his $44 billion takeover of Twitter had been completed, hours before a court-ordered deadline to buy the social media platform expired. It brings to a close a dramatic and high-profile protracted buyout saga involving a legal battle between Elon Musk and Twitter over Musk's attempt to pull out of the purchase. Musk's $44 billion purchase has been financed by a mix of his own personal assets, bank loans and investment funds, including money from Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison, Qatar's sovereign wealth fund, a Saudi prince, Morgan Stanley, and many others. Not long after becoming Twitter's owner, he reportedly fired a number of the company's top executives and senior figures, including the CEO as well as the chief financial officer and the head of legal policy, trust and safety. Reuters reported that the now former CEO and CFO were in the company's San Francisco HQ when the deal closed and were both escorted out. Elon Musk, who is also the CEO of SpaceX and Tesla, among other things, is a pretty prolific user of Twitter himself. With more than 110 million followers, his tweets get significant attention, can impact the price of company shares and cryptocurrencies, and have got him in hot water in the past. Most recently over tweets relating to Russia's war in Ukraine. Musk has said he bought the company to try and help humanity, and tweeted that he acquired Twitter because it is important to the future of civilization to have a common digital town square, where a wide range of beliefs can be debated in a healthy manner without resorting to violence. Among Musk's goals for the platform are to defeat spam bots, prevent social media from further splintering into echo chambers, and to make the platform's algorithms more transparent. Exactly how he will try and achieve these goals and who he will hire to run the company remains to be seen. Elon Musk is a self-described free speech absolutist, though this absolutism has not always extended to things like whistleblowers and unionization attempts at his own companies. Musk has been critical of Twitter's content moderation rules and favours loosening them, but has said that the platform cannot just become a free-for-all hellscape where anything can be said with no consequences. A loosening of the rules could see the permanent ban on former US President Donald Trump overturned. Trump was kicked off in the wake of the January 6, 2021 attack on the US Capitol. Musk described the decision to kick him off as foolish and has said he would reverse it. While Trump himself says he would not return, the overturning of his ban would surely be met with jubilation or outrage, depending on who you ask. Anyway, on the subject of Twitter, now would be a great time to follow us on Twitter at TLDR News UK and my Twitter account at TLDR Ben. I mean, it's always worth getting a plug in. Okay, so that's the biggest story of the day, but there's a lot more going on around the world, so we're going to run through three major stories you might have missed. But before we do though, sorry we didn't make an episode yesterday, we were busy handling the TLDR store, because we have an amazing promotion just for you guys, because, well, we respect your taste and the fact you continue to support such an amazing TLDR channel. Okay, so that's not strictly true, the discount is for anyone, but we thought you deserved a shout out for supporting us. Okay, enough waffle. If you like pin badges, we've got you covered, because you can get any pin badge for the low price of just £2.59. If you prefer random pin badges and round numbers, we've got you covered too, because you can get a random pin badge for just £1.99. Perhaps singular pin badges aren't your thing either, and that's fine. We have you covered too, and you can get a whopping 10 badges for the super price of £11.99. You can pick any of these up at tldrnews.co.uk/store. Oh, and one last thing before we get back to what you're actually watching this video for, we decided that we like holidays and our vanity. So for the 10,000th order, our office will literally race one another to your house to deliver your order to you by hand. This is meant as an incentive to get you to purchase more orders. I'm not quite sure how, but yeah. Anyway, back to the briefing. Yesterday, Vladimir Putin made a speech in which he criticised Western elites. In fact, in this speech, he seemed to be drawing a deliberate difference between what he referred to as those that have traditional, mainly Christian values, and those that are aggressive, cosmopolitan, and neo-colonial, who are acting as a weapon of the neoliberal elite. He says that this latter group is trying to impose its pretty strange values on the rest of the world. He went on in the speech to try and reassure the world that he has no plans to use nuclear weapons in the conflict with Ukraine. He said that we have no need to do this, and that there's no sense for us, neither political nor military. He also said that the world is currently facing the most dangerous decade since World War II. We'll have to see whether this prediction holds out, and whether Putin does end up using nuclear weapons. There's more on the way, but be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to make the daily briefing part of your daily routine, or just search for us on your podcast app to listen along. The UN has today claimed that there is no credible pathway to keep global temperature rises below 1.5 degrees Celsius. This was first spoken of in a new report which said that since COP26 last year, governments have not been doing enough to cut carbon emissions. Unfortunately, it goes even further and says that only an urgent transformation of society will avoid disaster. The current efforts of governments around the world would only cut carbon emissions by 1%. Scientists have said that a reduction of 45% is needed in order to keep the 1.5 degree maximum increase in temperature target still in play. Current policies will see temperatures rise by about 2.8 degrees Celsius by the end of the century. If countries stick to their plans and put in practice environmental policies that they've committed to, this can be limited to 2.4 degrees Celsius. But this is still way above the suggested 1.5 degrees Celsius limit suggested by scientists. Northern Ireland is facing another election after politicians at Stormont, Northern Ireland's devolved assembly, missed a deadline to restore the power-sharing government. Northern Ireland has been in political crisis for months, with the Democratic Unionist Party, who lost their status as the nation's largest party to Sinn Féin in the May election this year, continuing to block the functioning of the Assembly and formation of a power-sharing governing executive. The DUP are protesting the Northern Ireland Protocol, which is a post-Brexit trading agreement that the party says is damaging the country's place in the United Kingdom by introducing checks on trade between Northern Ireland and the rest of the UK. A deadline to form an executive passed at 1 minute past midnight on the 28th of October, meaning the UK government assumes a legal responsibility to call another election, which is expected to be held on December the 15th, though at time of writing this is not confirmed. Other parties have criticised the DUP's boycott, saying the country needs a functioning executive to tackle the cost of living crisis, support public services and more. Northern Ireland's parties do not want another election, but with the passing of the deadline, they will have to gear up for a pre-Christmas election. That's all we have time for on YouTube today, but if you want to see our discussion of the Ryanair flight hijacked by Belarus, then watch the extended ad-free edition of the Daily Briefing over on Nebula. Nebula subscribers not only get everything you've already watched ad-free, but also an extended edition of the show every single day, available to watch on Nebula or stream on your podcast app of choice. So if you want to support the channel and get a more extensive daily briefing every day, you'll want to sign up. And there's good news. Our friends at CuriosityStream, the streaming service which offers some of the best documentaries, is offering a deal whereby you can get both platforms, CuriosityStream and Nebula, for less than $15 a year. That's all the best documentaries you could want on CuriosityStream, and then more TLDR on Nebula, including the extended briefing, other full exclusive TLDR videos, and it's always ad-free. Click the link below to get both services for less than $15 a year and support the channel.